I have the most wonderful people with me today. Wendy to my right, and Jameson, who is on our police force and keeping us safe. And they're here to talk about Special Olympics. And you two, your position in the Olympic program is what?
So I'm the director for Area 13.
I'm an officer here at Tullahoma, and I work with Wendy in helping to facilitate some different programs that we sponsor with the police department.
And of course, these programs are extremely important.
Very important.
And do you have some event coming up?
We do. Our spring games are scheduled for Tuesday, April 29th, over here at Tullahoma High School, Wilkins Stadium. The makeup date for that is the following Tuesday, May the 6th.
May the 5th. Great. And you invite everybody to come.
We would love.
And bring some money.
That would be great too. We would love to see the stands full.
I feel like it's a free event. Is that correct?
It is free.
But you do have some things for sale.
Well,
No.
we're not selling anything.
Oh, you're not selling anything
not
this year?
this year. It is just we would love for the community to come out
and see
cheer
what
on these
you
athletes.
do.
Yeah.
That is great. What are some of the things the kids do?
So,
And is there an age limit on this?
So athletes have to be 8 and they have to have an intellectual disability. But we go through adults. There's no age limit for adults. You just have to have an intellectual disability. So right now we have over 22 schools or organizations participating.
Awesome. That is really awesome.
The adults will play bocce. I don't know if you're familiar.
I do not know what that is.
Bocce is a fun game where you throw a ball and you try to get it as close to the target as you can. A lot of the adults do that. We have adults and children who do running broad jump, standing broad jump, softball throw, and races around the track.
And when you say the disabilities have to be, what would you say?
You have to have an intellectual
disability. And does that include any certain type of disability like schizophrenia, or is that what you're talking about?
Well, usually it's someone who has difficulty understanding certain things.
Autism,
different levels.
maybe.
It could be autism. It could be someone who has multiple disabilities. Sometimes there are physical disabilities for people participating. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes they just have trouble communicating.
And are all these people, have they signed up for this?
They have
so
registered.
Is there an opening for other people to sign up?
It's really too late at this point. We've had to cut the registration off because it is very close to 300 athletes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
300 is an amazing amount of people.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of paperwork.
And that starts at what time?
Opening ceremonies will start with a parade at about 9:30 that morning. Law enforcement will do a law enforcement torch run.
Oh, great.
And so that will leave from the police department, I think at probably 9:40-ish, and it'll come down Jackson Street right into the stadium. And then we also have an athlete who is chosen to do one lap with law enforcement, and that athlete gets to light the torch.
Oh, neat. That's a neat thing to do.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm impressed that the police can keep up with that.
Well, they do worry about our fitness, you know. They are worried about that.
That's one of the things that's really important is your fitness,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
of some of the situations you get into.
That's for
and
sure.
you also run into a lot of people with disabilities that you have to be calm about if you can. And
That's right.
yes.
Anytime that we can get show some awareness, you know, because ultimately, you know, people that we deal with on the side of law enforcement might have those disabilities that, you know, if we can get a better understanding, handling them in Special Olympics,
Right.
that's awesome. That helps us out.
It means a lot.
Yeah, to help us have a good understanding when we're out on the street and take that into consideration.
And I think we have here we go. You all can tell me what's going on.
So this is the last lap for Special Olympics last year. I think that student was from Moore County High School. I think it's Rylan Archibald, maybe is his name.
Yeah.
He was just delighted to have been chosen. You can see his excitement there, finishing that lap with law enforcement and lighting the cauldron. So
that was really neat to have him do that.
yes.
And when they're at the event, is that whole thing they do. It's just what you talked about, different games and
Yes.
and how long do they stay?
So everything's usually over by 2 o'clock. There's some of the bocce going on there in that
Okay.
video. Here's some of the jumps. We have lots of organizations that help us. Kiwanis from here in Tullahoma is a
Kiwanis
big
are
help to
wonderful
us.
to
Yes.
give money.
Lions Club also helps.
They're another group.
Coca-Cola, they provide free drinks to volunteers. We have student volunteers. Those are the ones in the green shirts, helping run the races. CrossFit. We just have so many sponsors. Like, I feel horrible trying to name all of them.
You're in a community that gives
Yes.
freely, and
Yes.
our sponsors are all to be recognized. But you just can't remember all.
No, I
Everybody
can't.
can
I
keep
can't.
all the names, but I don't think they do it for that. I think they do it
Right.
just because they love what you're doing
Yeah.
and they appreciate
Right.
the outcome. So, how long have you been doing this?
This will be my 3rd year.
And how long have you been on the police department?
I've been with the police department going on 2 years now. I've been in law enforcement about 10. This is a program that we did just the other day at Dameron's restaurant. This is called Tip a Cop. What this does is it allows officers to go into a restaurant and raise funds
How wonderful.
for the athletes. So all the money that we raised went directly to the athletes. And we were able to work in Dameron's the other day as wait staff, just serving people in our community, getting out there talking about it.
That's
and the
awesome.
great folks of Tullahoma were able to raise $3,100
Wow.
to go to.
That's wonderful. And we need to give accolades to Dameron.
Oh, definitely.
What giving
Miss
people.
Gloria, she
She is
was
an
great.
amazing individual.
That
and
is for sure.
never stops giving.
Yeah. She even gave me an opportunity to come work for her. She said, if you ever want to come, she's like, you're pretty good at this.
Yeah, you are.
But she made us aprons just out of the kindness of her own heart, just for us to come in. You can see her there in that video. I'm sure she's loved to be on camera, but she was wonderful. She accepted us with open arms and let us come in there and put up with me talking a lot. So that's always a good time.
And she has been, she's been that way as long as I can remember. I didn't live here at the beginning of my life and was late coming here, but have been here a long time. And ever since I finally met her, I found out that she was so giving.
Oh, yeah.
And you just have to love her and love her staff. They're all wonderful.
All it took was me. They asked me. I did participate in an event in Franklin County for Tip a Cop, and the director asked me if I had a business in mind that they thought would help with this. And I told him, I said, I'm 99.9997% sure that Miss Gloria would help us out at Dameron's. And
she would.
I talked to her. It took just a moment, just explaining to her what was going on. She said, pick a date and we'll do it. So it was awesome.
Her door is always open. That's
for sure.
So I don't know what else to ask except I hope this happens every year.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you do it about the same time each year?
So we're gonna start doing it with Miss Gloria at Dameron's. We're also gonna try and speak with some other businesses here locally. And if any business wants to contact the police department, wants to get involved with Tip a Cop, definitely we'll put an event on at their restaurant, and all the proceeds will go to the Special Olympics athletes.
Beautiful.
So it's a wonderful thing to do.
Is your organization always looking for volunteers?
Always.
So do you have a website maybe?
They can just contact the police department and ask
Okay.
to speak with me, Officer Wells, and I'll help facilitate that.
That is fabulous. Well, Wendy and Jameson, thank you so much for what you do.
No problem.
Touches my heart. It looks like we have the big zeros in front of us, so I've got to say goodbye for a moment. We'll be back.